Okay,
Now we
are we
are.
live? Okay, we're live. Hi, everybody. Of course, it's the rainbow, so we have to screw things up. Somehow we're getting a feedback. Are you guys okay?
I got feedback from your end.
Are you hearing okay? Can you hear now?
That's better now.
Okay, very good. Okay, we are the Rainbow Support Group SC. Well, we're some of the rainbow. We are the Rainbow Support Group SC, and you can reach us at www.rainbowsupportgroupsc.com or www.rainbowsupportgroupsc.org. Either one will take you to our website, and you can contact us on there and find out any information that you need to find out. There's support links to colleges, to doctors, to anything that you might need. And there's a place where you can sign up for our website, not sign up for the website, sign up to be on our email list, where you'll get our newsletter once a month, and where you can contact us if you need any support for any reason. Remember, we do have 3 Facebook pages. We've got our Charleston chapter, we've got our upstate South Carolina worldwide chapter, and we have our rainbow page that's our group that you have to get invited to. I want to throw out there, I hope everybody's okay in the pandemic, and I hope you guys are doing okay. This week, I did want to talk about real quick, Atlanta Pride has been canceled. We did notate that on the website and on the Facebook, but just to let all of you that know that didn't know, Atlanta Pride has been canceled. So that is our last update that we've received on current prides. So what are we doing this Friday to keep you guys busy? We're bringing you some trans information, okay, and brought our trans boys together, and they're going to provide us some information on current issues in the trans world, which we found out that there's a lot of issues going on politically, in the environment, bathrooms, crazy stuff. So we really want to hear what they have to say. On my right, I think, well, on y'all's, I don't know where he is. Which one? They both have glasses. Okay, the one with the hat on is Kyson, and the one without the hat on is Lee. And I'm going to let them take over, and I've just got some questions for you. Remember, if you have any questions that you want the boys to answer for you, please put it in the comments. David is behind, and Princess Mocha is here with us. She's in the comments. If y'all want to say hi to her, you can. And if you have any questions, you can. You can go ahead and ask Princess Mocha, and she'll get you to what you need to do. Okay, guys, you guys ready to play?
Sure.
Okay, now, Kyson, first of all, let's just, of course, now let's be, personal right now. I heard that you got a new puppy today.
Yeah.
You got a new puppy today. That's great. In a pandemic. Okay, we got new puppies.
We got 2 puppies.
But 2 puppies. Oh, I thought
Yeah.
there was just one. Oh, okay.
No,
2 puppies.
we got 2.
And Lee is actually in his car on a break from work. The rainbow is so here for you, you have no idea. The lengths that we will go to for you. So I really, hats off to you boys. And Kyson tore in town. And Charleston's in the house. Tore in the house to get on live because they had to go get their thing. Hey, Tessa, they had to go get a dog, 2 dogs. Okay. So I thank you guys for coming, and thanks you for sharing. Okay. Big deal with Kim. Mental health issues in the LGBT. However, right now, under the current political environment, we all have to be truthful about what's going on with our trans community. Their anxiety has got to be 10 times worse than ours. We need to support our trans community hardcore. In these mental health issues among trans, how do you guys think we should handle that? What do you think we should focus on from a trans perspective?
Just your overall mental health. I mean, people like to keep things cooped up inside most of the time, and it's just human nature, and we don't like to talk about our feelings, and that's why mental health is important.
Huge. And if you don't take care of your mental health, you're going to get in trouble. You're
Right.
going to get in trouble. Okay. And especially during this pandemic, I've been talking to a lot. The board's becoming very educated on counseling and mental health issues. We're working with an organization in town. They'll be on our website soon. I'm really excited. And they're going to help us learn as we go to do all this. But I said, I've noticed that the rainbow has seen an increase in the amount of calls that we receive and the amount of how serious the calls are. And she said they're seeing that too in the mental health industry. So that is a true thing that we need to keep an eye on. And I think that trans, we need to really keep an eye on our trans people. They really are having a hard time. Lee, what do you have to say about the mental health thing?
I think most important, make sure that if you're having really bad mental health, see a therapist, talk to somebody. If you don't have a therapist, find somebody you feel comfortable enough talking to, and make sure you get what you need to get off your chest. I guess is the right word to use. Don't bottle it up. Don't keep it inside. Make sure you talk about it.
Which is the
Keeping
biggest,
things
hardest
inside.
thing. Right. It is the biggest, hardest thing though. And me too. Like I suffer from anxiety. Anybody that knows me personally knows that I'm a nervous ninny. That I just have to keep that in mind and keep that in check. Okay. And I also have been giving myself a break of we're in a pandemic. Things are weird. Hi, Megan. That things are weird. That I just have to be like, okay, Kim, just calm down. It's okay to be a little anxious. It's okay. I think the same needs to go to everybody else. As a frontline healthcare treating COVID patients and being trans, it's really hard. Hey, Cole, we love you, man. We love you hardcore. We love you. If you need to talk to us, please message us. We are here for you. And as a COVID frontline, wow, dude. Wow, I'm so here for you. And as a trans, we're here for you. And the boys are here for you. Okay, you're not alone. And thanks for introducing yourself. And keep yourself safe because we really care. That was exciting. Did you guys like that? Say hi to Cole. Hi,
Yeah.
Cole. Hi, Cole.
Hi,
That was
Cole.
cool. Hi, Cole. Okay, what's the next thing? Okay. Yes, and we just talked. We're so informed. It's so funny. We're so informed. So I'm going to read this, but we just talked about it because we're so informed like that. Transgender individuals tend to experience higher rates of mental health issues than the general population. Why do you guys think that is? Like, I know why I think, but why do you think?
Because, I mean, first of all, you're trans. You don't match the gender that you were assigned at birth. And people are constantly saying, hey, you were born this, you're this. And it's just the general population as a whole try to tear us down.
That's
So,
true. And that's true. Absolutely, Cole. It's an honor. Welcome to the rainbow, dude. Um, yeah, they do. And I know this. I wish I could give numbers. I will have numbers once we do our research. But there are actually numbers that have come out on how bad it is for trans. I did show Tessa, our trans coordinator for the female side, this chart. And on this chart of those that are suffering during COVID, the percentage, it's not bullshit, it's for real. The percentage of the people suffering or, going without work or going without money or having mental health issues are highest in the trans community of the LGBT. It's the T that's the highest. And then it's the POC that are even higher. Okay, we need to focus on our trans community. That's why I love it that the rainbow is being given a platform to put it out there for the trans people. And just to let you know, me and Mocha have bragged for the longest time that everybody likes to listen to us, and we like that because we really like that. However, what we found is our trans videos are reaching even more people because of the need for the knowledge. And I am so honored that my trans department is putting their asses on the line and their faces to share this education with everybody. Y'all rock. Look, there's Mocha. She said, post any questions if you have. Mocha's being our backstage monitor today and making sure it gets shared where it's supposed to get shared. It takes a village to run the rainbow, y'all. Let me tell you, this is crazy. So, Lee, you say you're back to work, and I know that Kyson's wife works. Do you guys, well, Kyson's wife wouldn't really know about it, I guess. You would, though, Lee. Are you having any trans issues at your job that's affecting your mental health at this time? I mean, more than any other
I am.
time? You are.
I
So what
am.
are you seeing? What are you experiencing as a trans man going out in the world now?
Um, Transphobia. Um, a lot of hate. people refusing to recognize my gender, um, a lot of misgendering, a lot of name calling.
Isn't that wild? I don't know why people do. I do it. You guys know I have cowered and cried over my mistakes, but they're not mistakes that I do on purpose. When you guys tell stories like that about people that do it on purpose, I just can't get it, you know? And I feel so bad for you guys because it never happens around me. Y'all know that. I know who you are and I respect you for who you are, and that's the way that is. I think it's really sad, and I want to say that I love you guys and our new friend Cole. Hugs to you, Cole. I guess you're getting it too at the hospital, and I'm real sorry. Um, my thing keeps saying people are talking, but there's nothing on there. So if I'm missing something, I'm sorry. I can't really see. But I got Mocha on it, and we got David in the background, so that's great. Oh, look, did you keep that up there? So okay, boys, I just have to tell you. So Mocha has somehow made her post stay, but everybody else's post can scroll. So everybody that goes to comment sees Mocha say, if you have any questions, please put it here. Mocha, rock on. Hey, David, did you see Mocha? No, y'all, I don't do any of the technical anything for the rainbow. Somebody called me today and said, did you block somebody? And I'm like, first of all, I don't know. And let me see, but I don't know how to do that. So Lee had to teach me how to go into my thing to find out if I blocked this person. Now, first of all, I have blocked some people that I haven't even thought of in a long time, and they're going to stay there. But that other person wasn't on the list. But just to let you know, I had no clue how to get there. Hi, Tarina, miss you. No, I had no clue how to handle that. So just to let you know, if it's technology, it's the board. It's not Kim. Kim can't do that. I do files. Okay, anyway. Now, do you have your notes, Kyson? I think the next couple you can read without me doing my part because that's facts, and I don't need to read you the facts that you have. By the way, we're all orchestrated on this. I want you to know the rainbow. I have a copy. They have a copy. We all have a copy. We're all doing this. This is legit shit. We got Mocha running the thing, and we got David in the background. We got this. Make sure if you have anything to talk about, you need to put it in there so that we can address it for you. All right, Kyson, take it and run.
Okay, so as you were saying, nearly half of all individuals who identify as transgender experience mental health issues, and over 41% of transgender individuals have attempted suicide, which is 9 times higher than cisgender Americans.
9 times higher. 9 times. We need, say that again. I need you to read that again.
Over 41% of transgender individuals have attempted, which is 9 times higher than cisgender Americans.
We can't have that. We can't have that. We have to let everybody know. And remember, the rainbow's not for everybody. If the rainbow isn't for you, we can refer you to other trans groups as well. We're very familiar with Columbia, Charlotte, Charleston, Atlanta. We've even got more up in the upstate. We want the trans to get the support that they need. Give us a call and we'll send you in the direction you need to be in. No suicides. No suicides. Can't have it. Not our beautiful trans people. No, absolutely not. I won't have any more. They're killing. We can't kill ourselves. When we are misgendered, this is the moment when we show others. Yes. Yes. And it's terrible. Sometimes we need to bite our tongue and try to help them to understand. These people, they just don't know who y'all are. And that's what makes me so sad. All of the trans people that I know are wonderful people. They're not weird people. I mean, they might be weird people, but I like weird people. But I'm saying they're not, there's nothing wrong with them. There's no difference between them and anyone else. I really want the world to see the trans in the light that they should be, which is the people that they are. There's nothing wrong with them. Okay. And we need to make sure that everybody has the education so that we can stop people from hurting themselves, because there's no need to. And we're here for you. Okay, we are here for you. If you have surgery, we're here for you. If you don't have surgery, we're here for you. If you can't have surgery, we're here for you. If you're just thinking about it, we're here for you. If you thought you were and now you're not, okay, we are here for you. Okay, it is a very complex thing. When you say you're trans, it isn't just one thing. Okay, it's a lot of things all together. And it could be very different visually what you see, yet it's the same thing. But unless you're educated, you're not going to know and you're going to be afraid. So the rainbow, just like with condoms and everything else, we're going to put our face out there first so that people can get educated. Absolutely. Okay, keep going. 41%, 9 times. That's crazy.
Yeah, and some reasons that elevate mental health issues in the community are discrimination, of course, stigma, lack of acceptance, and abuse that they face on a regular basis. The trans population often experience high levels of perceived and internalized social stigma, social isolation, discrimination, and victimization, which leads to symptomatic psychological distress, depression, anxiety, and other mental health difficulties.
Absolutely, it does. Now, this is a great question right here. And this, I'm asking, I know my opinion, okay, but I'm a cisgendered female, so I have to shut up. You boys, how can we educate people around us to change the mindset that trans people are mentally? How can we educate people to change the mindset? Oh, that they are. Oh, I all of a sudden I got real defensive. I'm like, what? No, read it wrong. Okay. You'd have to explain to them what trans means. But I do it with cups, but I was a preschool teacher. So I explain it in a bit. Can I tell them my way?
Yeah.
Will you boys let me tell them my way?
Go for
Okay,
it.
remember, I was a preschool teacher for 15 years. So I look at things and I can put them into pictures for you. It's so simple. Do you want to know what trans is? Okay, let me explain to you what a human is. Here's a cup. The cup is empty. There's nothing in the cup. So when I'm in my mom, I'm going to pour testosterone in here. If I pour testosterone in here, I'm going to be born taller most of the time, wider stature. I'm going to have a thicker jawline. My bones are actually going to be thicker. My skin is going to be thicker. Okay, I'm going to have facial hair in weird places. Okay, I'm going to have butt hair. I'm going to be a dude. Okay, now if I dump that cup out, okay, now we're back to our empty cup. And I put estrogen in there. Okay, now what's going to happen is I'm going to probably be shorter in stature for the most part. I'm going to be thinner, except for Kim. And I'm going to talk at a higher level, except for Kim, because I don't. They've already tested me. Anyway, everybody but me. Okay, but anyway. So what's going to happen is I'm not going to have as much butt hair. And I'm not going to have the facial hair unless you have those random hairs, and we all have that, okay? But I'm going to be a female. But sometimes the chemicals in this cup are either half and half, or they're more than half on the girl side and more than half on the boy side. Okay, it's chemical. So they go to the doctor. They say, I don't feel well. Their whole life, they say, I don't feel right. I just don't feel right. I don't like wearing these clothes. I don't know why. I just don't feel right. Okay, well, they know who they are. Okay, they are who you're looking at. Okay, that's who they were born to be. They just had, I call them birth defects. Okay, they had things that they want to change, just like me. If I could get this cut off, okay, I understand. But there's nothing wrong with that human. And I get people at a conversation and they say to me, is that all? And I say, yeah. And they say, but what about? And I say, And they say, but what about? That's it. That's it. It's chemicals, y'all. There's nothing wrong with the trans person. It's just like a person being born with diabetes or a person being born with their heart on the outside of their chest. And people have been born with missing fingers and toes. It's what happens in life. There's nothing wrong with trans people. So the question was, what can we do to educate people that they're not crazy? Is by content. Oh, thank you for that. Welcome to preschool, y'all. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Now, remember, the trans umbrella is huge. I have to, okay, now that they said that and they're listening, the trans umbrella is huge, though. I was talking about trans persons that are actually changing. We now have a branch of the trans that are both or neither. They're androgynous or whatever. Okay, so the trans umbrella is kind of big, but what I say is we should always ask and ask somebody you can trust. The rainbow has put ourselves out there for you. Do you have questions? Even if they're embarrassing, we will answer them for you. If we don't know the answer, we will go find somebody to get the answer. Okay, so please ask us. And remember, we don't know everything. Okay, so we need to learn. So if you can teach us, then we'll teach other people what we learn. Okay, boys, was that a good explanation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So now, okay, so David says the community is wanting to hear from the boys. So Kim, shut up. Okay, I got you. But they like my explanation, so maybe I educated some. Okay. Did you already talked about that part? Say that last sentence down there.
Which
The one that starts with an A.
Acceptance of trans individuals' identity significantly decreases rates of mental health issues.
And it's so simple.
Acceptance.
I know. Acceptance. Saying she or he or saying the name they want or saying it makes a huge difference. You don't think that it makes a difference. It actually validates their existence and it makes them feel better. I've never not heard a trans person jump up and say, oh my God, they called me my name. Okay. Or they recognize that I'm a dude or whatever. I mean, it's just, hi, Justin. It's just part of the whole thing. I mean, and I'm glad you guys get to share this stuff. I really am glad that the world is getting to see trans people being people instead of what we hear in the news or what we see in the news. Okay, community, you guys want me to shut up? Let's ask the boys some questions. We've got a lot of time to talk to them. And remember, this is our pandemic quarantine live. So we're going to stay on for an hour. We might bring Mocha in if she wants to talk about something, or David Poteet if he wants to talk about something. But you guys, it's all you. What you want to talk about to the peeps?
I have ways of how to help mental health.
Okay.
First of all, you can search around. You can go to therapy. They can help you cope with your sexual identity or orientation. Therapy also helps you cope with other people's reactions of you being trans. They can help guide you through self-harm, suicidal thoughts, dysphoria. As you're transitioning, they can help you go through that. They help you with depression from long-term effects of bullying and discrimination, low self-esteem, hostility or rejection from family, friends, or the community as a whole. And there's also support groups and other ways that you can help your mental health is be productive. You got to keep busy. If you do things that make you happy, you'll be happy for the most part. But the main thing is don't dwell in your thoughts. Find out what's making you upset. My therapist, Laura, she's freaking amazing.
Yes. We love her very much.
She suggested like an ABC worksheet, which you can easily find on Google, or it's called like ABC, which is Challenging Beliefs Worksheet. And you can find it on Google, and it walks you through the steps of what do you think? Why do you think this? Well, here,
Nice.
how about you put it this way? Now, how do you feel about that original thought? And it helps you work through what you thought was horrible, and it breaks it down until you realize, hey, wait a minute, that wasn't right all along. And that's why I love my therapist, and that she
I
showed
love
me
your
that
therapist.
worksheet.
I love your
So
therapist. I love your therapist. And she's actually extended her hand to help the Rainbow Board. And we're going to be like kind of partners together, and they're going to educate us into some mental health stuff that we need to know as leaders. I'm really excited. And that was brought to us by Kyson. And yes, we have a Laura, and she's a fabulous, fabulous human. Her and her friend Liz. Yes. Yes.
Can I answer that question that just popped up?
Please do. It was a very big question.
The best way to come about pronouns I found is when you introduce yourself to somebody to insert your pronouns first, and that would make them a little more comfortable with them putting their pronouns to you. I feel that's the best way. I think that's the best way for you too, Kyson.
yeah.
Like, I think we talked about that already before. Best way is walk up to somebody, introduce yourself, give your pronouns. They'll more than likely give their pronouns.
At least it'll bring it to their attention that that's
Mhm.
a thing.
Right.
Right.
Remember, you might be
It's a little
talking to
bit better
somebody
than
that doesn't know it's a thing. Right.
Right. I think it's a little bit better than just coming straight out and asking somebody what their pronouns are. Sometimes
Yeah.
people are a little uncomfortable with that. Sometimes
Uh-huh.
people aren't completely out yet, or they might be with somebody that they're not out to, and it might be a little not comfortable for them to talk about at that moment.
Right.
That's the
I
worst
think
part. Don't out somebody that can't be outed at that moment.
never out anybody. Never out
Right.
anybody. You don't know their situation, and you don't know who's around you. Okay, there's a difference. Me and Mocha always said our confidentiality doesn't matter because everybody knows we're out and loud and proud, but we protect everyone else. But mine, I never gave a kid. You saw my car. I never cared. Okay, but there's those people that do care, and I have to protect their right to be quiet because they could lose their kids or their house or their job, and we can't do that. Okay, being LGBT in the South is not a real safe place to be, not the most safe place to be, and we all need to watch out for each other. That's why together we can change the world, and together we can build a community. We have to watch out for each other and our trans brothers and sisters terribly right now. And if you think we don't, you're very mistaken. The percentages are crazy right now, and it's happening on the regular. And we need to educate as many people as we can. And I thank you for your questions to the boys, y'all. They got a lot of knowledge in their heads. They do, and they're willing to dump it out there. So just ask them, and it doesn't matter. We'll answer whatever you need to answer. What do you want to talk about? Mocha, you want to talk about anything? Mocha. Please refer to my status. Oh, she's telling me what to do. I love it. I've missed her. Okay, welcome. Post any questions you have in the comments. Per Mocha. Thanks, Mocha. I miss you. She's half of my brain. Ask the board. Okay, I prefer that if I tell you my name, and I do have a secondary gender attributes, which are, can't you talk like a preschooler? Damn. If I am, I mean, she has to talk all grown up and shit. If I am asked, I do tell what I prefer. I always ask for names, and if they want to tell me their pronoun, then it's okay. But if they withhold info, then they are treated as a good human being. And it's simple as that. Treat others good and you get in return. Very lovely, Kylora. And I know that's terribly hard right now. Terribly hard to be mean to a world that says mean things. And it's very hard, but you got to show them that they're wrong. Okay, they're not trans people. There's nothing wrong with them. There's absolutely nothing wrong with them. I love my trans brothers and sisters as if they were whatever. They're nothing. It's the same. It's the same. I don't know how to get that across to everybody. They're the same. Okay, this is Kyson and he's a dude, and this is Lee and he's a dude. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to tell you. There's no other way to explain. There's nothing wrong with either one of them. Now, a long time ago, they used to say there was something wrong with being gay and there was something wrong with being trans and whatever, according to the book. Well, they found out all that's wrong. Okay, there's nothing wrong with being trans. They actually found that in those books that used to say trans was bad or wrong, that actually turned into hurting trans people. And to not acknowledge their transness at a young age is bad because it's actually better for their mental health to acknowledge. And what was the word? And to accept their trans where they are. That's how you help a trans person. Wow is the best. Oh, good, guys. Okay, guys.
Okay.
Look, Kyson's like, I'm on
I
it.
got this.
I got
Okay, so you want to get one of those little tape measures that like they sell them for clothing and stuff, and you look it up on Google, and you can size all the way around, and then you size yourself from like here to here, and like I don't exactly remember the exact spots that you have to measure it, but you can look it up on Google, and as long as you have a tape measure and those measurement guides, you're golden. I think Kim froze.
I do too. At least she froze smiling.
It's okay. She's coming back.
Hey guys, I think we lost Kim for just a minute there.
Yep.
But that's all right. We can continue on. I unfortunately don't have a copy of the notes right in front of me, so let's just go down to our next point and let you guys just kind of vibe about it, and we'll just keep throwing some information out. All right, here is a question from Diva. How long should a binder be worn for? That is a great question.
In general, you want to wear it as little as possible. 8 hours is about the average time, but you don't really want to go any longer than that.
So 8 hours maximum for your own health and safety.
Yes.
All right, and Tessa wants to know, once you measure yourself, what do you do with those measurements? I'm guessing Tessa is asking, how do you translate that into a binder size?
Okay, so like GC2B, like is the brand that I use. I'm sorry, there's a lot of feedback. You use those measurements and you go online to a binder website and it'll list like the binder sizes and what measurements fit with that size binder. And that's why you always measure yourself. So that way you can use your measurements, look on the chart, and then see what size you need.
All right.
Whoa.
Kim is back with us.
Just to let y'all know, it is happening in Florida right now. There is a storm and it knocked me off. I'm on my phone right now. But yeah, it's happening here in Florida.
Jeez.
It is
not
happening
safe to sleep
here
in your
in
binder.
Florida.
No, do not sleep in your binders.
Do not sleep in your binder. And take days off from your binder.
You always got to take a break from your binder.
Okay, but why?
Because if you wear your binder too much, it can make it difficult to breathe. You can get really hot. It's been known to damage ribs. Some people that have worn binders improperly have had broken ribs. So it is very important to take a break.
KT tape.
KT tape, yeah. No ACE bandages for the love. Do not use ACE bandages.
No
because they
no
constrict and they constrict, and then it'll get tighter and tighter.
GC2B is a good one.
There's GC2B. There. Hold on, I have my list right here.
Underworks is another one.
Transformer, Underworks, Venus Envy, Shapeshifters. There's a whole ton.
They range around like $35.
Yeah, it just depends on the quality one. It can range from 30 to 30 on it.
So some here. And technology.
Guys, I am absolutely loving these questions. Keep popping those questions into the chat there, and we will keep answering them. This is great information. Stuff that I never would have known, like where to go shop for a binder, how to measure myself for a binder. So this is absolutely great information. We're having some technical difficulties with Kim right now. There is a massive storm where she's at, so we do apologize. Give me just a minute. I think she popped back in. I got to add her back to the screen here. Give me just a second. Let me hit the button. There we go. There's Kim Williams.
I am so sorry, boys. I am
Yo,
so
Kim.
sorry.
You're good.
Yo, Kim, are you floating away yet? Like, is there a river outside or something?
There's something. There's something. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Okay,
can hear
yeah, that welcome to Florida. This is the rain and the lightning and the thunder.
I can't hear.
You can't. David, can you hear?
You can. You just need to be cautious about it. Swimming in your binder is good.
With
You can
GCB,
swim in it,
you
working
can
out,
swim in your binder. They just say to get the neck size up if you want to swim in it or exercise in it.
Working out in it, which you have to be cautious of breathing.
So let me ask you, gentlemen, if people want to get in touch with you, and maybe they're not comfortable asking here on the live video, if they want to get in touch with you, how are some ways that they can do that? I know that we have our Facebook pages here that they can message, and they can message us through the website. But you also have email addresses, right?
Yes.
And those are listed on our website. So if you look at them on the website and click the word that says email, you can email Kyson and Lee directly if you're just not comfortable posting your question here in the chat, or you have some issues that you want to talk about privately. That's cool. They are both more than happy to talk to you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, am I back? I'm sorry, we're having weather here in Florida, and the entire house is out of power, so we're running on my phone.
Oh, that's great.
Welcome to the rainbow. Everything's always confusing. Everything is. Did you answer the question that I didn't get to hear the answer to? Was what was your alternatives to? You did answer that. I did hear that before I left. Okay.
KT tape.
Yeah. I wanted to hear what you guys had to say. Yeah, because back in the day it was duct tape, but I dealt with King.
No.
I know. And Kyson, I want you to know that there were very, very many years, and I do apologize, that we didn't cover up the nipple part.
Yeah.
No.
We didn't know about that till years later, and then we're all like, hey, let's fix this. I mean, you would have thought we would have known ahead of time, but no. So there was torture going on in the dressing room on the regular, and I'm sorry, but they adapted to that. And then this KT tape. Now, that tape I noticed at a drag competition one time, and the King had actually done it in designs, and it was the coolest thing. I thought, wow, neat. You've done binding, but you did it to add to your thing, and it really looked cool. But yeah, it was neat. What's the purpose for the binders?
They're used to make your chest flatter, for FTMs, to make your chest flatter, to make it look like you have a man's chest and not a female chest.
Okay. Madam Diva asked, one question I get from most of my FTMs is what is good advice about packing? You might need to explain that to the people that don't understand.
Packers or...
You want me to? Yeah. Okay. The boys are like, can you? I certainly can. Okay. Now let's just go to drag again, okay? Where, you know, females pretend to be men and men pretend to be females for the most part. Okay, well, a lot of that you're judged on if you actually look that part. I didn't know, and I used to have a trans friend that I hung out with all the time, and he was all stuck on, they look at my Peter area. And I'm like, no, they don't. People don't do that. And then I started noticing, and I'm like, oh my God, people really do that. That's rude, first of all. Don't be looking at my Peter. However, a trans man in their head usually thinks that you can't see their parts or that they won't be manly enough if they don't have parts. So they put things in their underwear to make it appear as if they do have the male genitalia parts. But to me, that's no big deal. It's just like women wearing bras. Okay, you can't tell me that you look the same without your bra on.
No.
I promise they're in a different position altogether. And you do that for aesthetics, for the way you look. Okay, the same with the trans man. They just want to fit that part. And apparently people do look. I didn't know they looked. People are weird. Just to let you know, y'all, I'm not looking. I think it's weird that people do look. Okay, I did notice that people were looking. I still think it's weird. And I just want you to know that I don't go looking at people's Peters. I just don't. Now, I might check your butt if you got a good butt, okay? But I'm not going to look.
But there's a
for your
reason
Peter.
you don't.
Why? Because I'm a lesbian?
Pretty
Well,
much.
no, because you're saying that people look at your Peter because
It was a
they're
joke,
attracted to you. What I saw was actually people would look when they're trying to figure it out. When they're trying to figure
Right.
out if you're a girl or a boy. So it doesn't really have anything to do with that other part. I mean, they're just trying to figure it out. So I think
Yes.
that, you know, Packers and whatnot, totally fine. Now you guys need to explain them. Explain what a Packer is and where they would get a good one, and what's your suggestion, and do you use them? Do you feel they're necessary? I mean, tell the people about it. I mean, I can, but I think it would come better from you. I'm not
Okay.
embarrassed about nothing.
We know.
I know. We know. We got to talk about it. Think about it.
Um,
There's some trans kid listening to you right now, and they want to hear what you have to say because you're grown-up trans boys. So tell my little kid, my pretend kid, my 15-year-old, my 16-year-old, my 17-year-old, who wants information about a Packer. What would you tell that person?
That it's something to make you appear to have a bulge, because men in general have a bulge down there and women don't. And so people use socks or an actual packer, or there's multiple ways to pack. I mean,
They
people
sell
get
the
creative
pack.
with it.
Now, you can find that information out on YouTube.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And I know that there are some STP companies. You can Google that. And they also talk about that as well. Remember,
They
the
even
boys
make
are
underwear.
reacting. And they do make underwear for that.
They make
do.
underwear
Thank you, Lee.
specifically for the Packers to put
Thank
the
you,
Packer
Lee.
in.
Right, because it could fall out or it could move. And then, oh my God, then what do we do? Okay, right. We don't want to be any more embarrassed. Holy shit. Right? So who would have thought? Now, y'all, I wouldn't have known about that until they told me. So please ask. And if you have questions, wow, it is really storming here in Florida. If you have any questions, please ask. And the boys are kind of shy and whatever, but when you talk to them on Messenger, they're not as shy, I promise.
Right.
I think it's funny. Y'all are cute. See, I'm not embarrassed anymore. Me and Mocha, we talk about everything. I'm
Okay.
just not embarrassed anymore. So just you gotta man up. It's okay. There's somebody out there that needs to know this.
Okay, so Lex asked if do people that don't necessarily identify as FTM bind too? The answer to that is yes. There are cis het women that bind just because they don't like having a big chest. Many people bind. And sometimes it's for personal reasons, and sometimes they just want to look better. I've
I've seen people cisgender women bind at amusement parks to get on the rides because their chest was so
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
Hmm
I never would have thought about
Really,
that.
I've never done that. Neither would I. I never thought about
But now
that.
it makes sense.
I'm definitely not going to run across the parking lot, but I didn't think about amusement park. But if they are big, they could, Who knows? Who knows?
Just because the shoulder things wouldn't go over their chest, so they bind it to make it work.
And too, in my world of the unique and wonderful, I've also met a couple of people in the last couple of years that are females who identify as female, but they want to have their chest removed, but they're not trans. Okay, they just don't want their chest anymore. And both of them nodded like it's common. Okay, so what does the rainbow want to teach everybody? You really have to come out of your bubble and you have to think beyond what you know, because there's so many unique humans out there that are so different, and we have to embrace who they are. But the only way you're going to meet them and the only way you're going to know is if you ask questions. And we're here to kind of break the chain. Like, we're willing for you to embarrass us. We're willing to answer your questions so that you don't have to be embarrassed somewhere else. You can be embarrassed with us, and we're good with that.
I mean,
we'll all do that together.
I've met trans men who don't want to have their chest removed. So,
Yep.
I mean,
And Buck Angel.
Unique.
And Buck Angel does not want his bottom surgery.
I don't.
But he is very much a trans man. He's a very much trans man, and that's why I say it's an umbrella of uniqueness. Don't think it all fits in one box. It doesn't. But there's nothing wrong with them. Right. There's nothing wrong with them at all. They're beautiful, lovely people who are having a very hard time in the world right now, and they need our support. Are there products to allow men to actually be able to stand up and use the restroom?
Yes, that goes along with the whole Packer thing. There's Packers and there's STPs. Sometimes
which are two different things, right?
But
or they can be together?
They can be together.
Okay.
They're separate,
now,
but they can also be together. They're called STP, stand to pee. I think Kyson talked about it in the last live.
Yeah, I did. I talked about it in the last live.
But
we'll bring it up again. What is it for?
Stand to pee.
Stand to pee.
I know. Explain it to the people who don't know. You and I, we know.
Okay.
It's to be able to use a man's restroom and not have to go in and sit down, or to use any restroom and not have to sit down to be able to stand up to use the bathroom. It takes time to learn how to use one. You need practice to be able to master it. I mean, we've all seen men use a restroom. They're not very well at it, but a lot of FTMs are actually better because we know how to practice. Believe it or not, we practice with it. We practice and we practice, and we want to be better, so we keep practicing at it. But you just use it, stand up, use the bathroom in a bathroom. If you can finesse it perfectly, you can actually use a urinal with it. Takes a lot of time and a lot of practice to be able to, but you can actually do it. And sometimes you get a Packer.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. I was about to say
sometimes they come with a Packer. Yeah.
I was going to say that. Kyson said to practice in the bathtub. I would have never thought that. I would have ended up peeing all over the floor. I would have peed all over the floor.
I think I did say that when I was talking about it.
You did, because I remember you talking about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I totally screwed up. It's very hard being trans, and people don't talk about all this stuff. They don't talk about it. They just think it's trans like a word. It's a word, and that's what it means. No, it means like a billion things, and everything's complicated, and everything is more than. I love it that you guys are willing to talk to the world about it, though, because I know, number one, there's haters out there that don't understand, and we need to educate them. And then there's the newbies. They don't really know where they're at yet. They're not really sure, and they're not sure they're going to ask. And I know because I've dealt with you guys and people before you. They wait a long time before they ask somebody because they don't want to ask a stupid question, and they're afraid it might be a dumb question. That's why the Rainbow is putting stuff out there that is kind of off the beaten path, because we don't want you to be afraid to ask. And I don't want any trans person, especially in today's environment, to feel like they're alone. Okay, right now, my board has trans people on it, and they feel alone, and we're a board of many. Okay, so they're never alone, and yet they feel alone. Okay, so let's think about those trans people out there that don't have a support. Make sure you're sharing this video so we can get the education out there. And believe it or not, sharing our lives does amazing things, and we reach amazing people. Absolutely. Does anybody have any other questions for the boys? Or do you boys have anything else you want to say? We still have 10 minutes.
Don't be afraid. Come out. Never be afraid to be who you are. It took me a very long time, and I'm going to tell you now, I'm proud. I'm happy. I'm happy to be living my true self. It took me a very, very long time. I'm 40 years old, and I'm living my true self. I'm 2 shots away from my year on T, and I am the happiest I've ever been. Thank you. I'm waiting for my paperwork for my gender marker to be changed. Happiest I've ever been in my entire life. Don't be afraid. Come out. If you need support, we're here. The Rainbow's here for you. Me and Kyson are here for you. We have great people here for you. Don't be afraid.
We do. Don't be afraid. Well, I understand being afraid. Try not to be afraid. And know that you have
be
support.
afraid
But
and know
we
you
do
have
understand.
support. Yeah.
Right. Right. Because we know you're afraid. Okay. There is nobody on the board of the Rainbow Support Group that is looking at this trans issue lightly. We're very upset about it on the regular, just to let you know. I have to calm people down most of the time. We're very passionate about the trans issue, and we definitely want, if you guys have issues you want us to talk about, let's talk about it. What's the best way? I don't know. What's the best way to get facial hair for those who aren't able to get on hormones? Can you get facial hair?
My doctor told me it's hereditary.
Yeah, I was about to say it's all based on genetics.
So if you're dad furry?
Facial hair generally comes from the mother's side prior to what everybody thinks that it comes from the father's side. No, your facial hair comes from the mother's side.
Well, then I got to talk to my mom. Okay. I've used a lot of tweezers for a lot of years, and I need to talk to my mom. But that goes right along with my voice thing, Kyson.
You're still mad about that.
I'm still mad about that. I'm still mad about that. I am such a girl. I am such a girl. And if people knew me on the regular, I mean, I'm a confident female, but I am very femme. And this voice thing said I'm 100% a dude. And it just killed me. Oh, well, I just talk very low. I've always talked very low. Even in high school, they wouldn't let me sit with the girls when we sang in chorus. I had to sit with the tenors.
And remember the live that I did about how men talk in a straight line and how women go up and down? You do the whole straight line thing too.
See, shut up, Lee. Whatever. Okay, I'm so not a dude, y'all. And I don't want to be a dude, okay? It's not like I don't like trans people. I love trans people. I wouldn't mind being trans. I just don't ever want to be a dude. I don't want to be a dude.
To answer the androgel, if you are going to be using gel, make sure to not touch anybody else with that gel when it is wet. Make sure it is dry. Do not let anybody else touch it because it can transfer.
And be careful touching animals.
Oh, very good advice. Very good advice. Good boy. Good boy. See, that's what I need you guys for. I wouldn't have thought about that. The need to be your true authentic self has the subtlety of a smoke alarm. Kylora is our teacher. She's like a professor. When she talks, she never talks in just a sentence. And it's never a text like hello. It's always these big, long, elaborate things she's got to say. Okay, that is for today. Oh, Mocha said, thanks for joining us. Please find us on Facebook. We will be here next Friday for the girls. Our trans girls are coming up to bat next Friday. And Tuesday, Princess Mocha and I are doing our normal monthly rainbow meeting. So we will see you guys Tuesday, and then we will see you again on Friday. Now, do you boys have anything to say to the peeps before we go?
Just remember that we're here for y'all. You're not alone. And we're always here to answer any questions about anything. Legit. We are always here.
We are.
24/7.
Even if they blush. And even if they blush, they'll still answer you because we really do care. So y'all keep your chin up. Remember, find us at www.rainbowsupportgroupsc.com or www.rainbowsupportgroupsc.org. Princess Mocha, do you have anything else to say? David Petit, do you have anything to say? Oh, David's gone quiet. Look, he abandoned us in the studio. Great, we're all left alone now. David.
Sorry about that. It takes me just a minute when I'm running this on my phone because I have to click through a couple of different boxes to find where to put myself in the box.
No, that's cool.
But no,
I thought we were abandoned. I'm like,
No, never abandoned. Maybe unsupervised for just a minute, but never abandoned.
okay. We can
But
handle
no,
that. We can
guys,
handle that.
great broadcast. I learned a lot of information. I'm sure the community learned a lot of information, and thanks for our community for such great questions, because if it wasn't for you guys asking, I wouldn't have learned some of the info I learned. So as always, thank you all so much. We love all of you, and we're always available 24/7. Please reach out. You can reach us through Facebook, through the web, through my phone, through Kim's phone. We're always here.
Absolutely. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you, boys.
Yep.